Hi, Luminaires. How is everybody doing this wonderful day? I hope you're having a beautiful moment in your life and you're just completely in your body and behind your eyeballs and just experiencing everything that you really want to. Like, isn't that a great wish list? Let's make that happen. Hi, I hope. um, thank you. Hi, Colleen. Hi, everyone. My name is Jamie Butler. I'm the Everyday Medium, and it is my passion to bring topics to the table and help you just gently wake up your spiritual awareness, your natural intuitive abilities. I like taking the outside of the box and helping us normalize it because it is my belief that our natural abilities, such as our intuitive abilities, our clairsensitive abilities, our empathic abilities, telepathy, all of this is very common and natural to us, but we don't provide a lot of space to talk about it. I thought today we'd have a little conversation about where is the support for our healers and our channelers? How do you hold space for that unbelievable thing you just heard, or that unbelievable task that person just did or provided you or shared with you? How do you stay present with it? Because a lot of times us healers, like, hi Sheldon, hi Diane, talking to you guys a lot, and Andrew, hi Katya, thank you for guys rolling in. I did not set up the live chat early. I just thought I would come to the table because it was on our mind. Oh, nope. This is just a live with our public. Amora is asking in the chat thread, hey, don't we have a support meeting for healers and channelers? Yes, we do. That is on our private membership where we're going to engage in our YouTube membership. I have 3 tiers, and the highest tier, you have a one-on-one. Well, it's not a one-on-one, it's just us talking kind of like now, but more intimately, about your work and about your channeling, about your healing abilities, about your intuitive abilities, because there's not a lot of space out there in our culture, which is what we're going to talk about now, that really gives us that support that we're looking for. So, giving a safe, protective space for you to open up and talk about the unusual is what high tier membership will provide you, along with Q&A to spirit. And then it also gets the middle tier, which are 2 classes taught directly by spirit. One is going to be based on the monthly energies that are occurring. So looking at your chakras and looking at the crystals to use for the month. And then also a class by another guide of mine, Grace, who is going to pick topics that are pertinent to the month of the energy that we're going through. And then if you're high tier, you also get our low tier exclusive content, which is book club. And we do book club on a different format so that we can see each other and talk to each other and digest the material. All the books behind us are the books that we have been reading right now. We're on Entangled Minds by Dean Radin or Radin. Somebody tell me how to pronounce it. I need to look it up. And it's really nice. We go through all the material. Oh, and really help process it. I'm reading Jamie's comment right now. So happy it caught you while cleaning my holly bush from tree damage while apologizing to the bush. Of course, that's what you were doing, Miss Empathic and big and open. And that's probably not something that you can tell everybody when you're walking down the street. Like, what did you do today? Oh, I sat down with the holly bush and I was just like, I'm so sorry for what has happened and I'm giving you love. And they're probably like, and what extracurricular drugs did you just take? You're like, none. So, also in the low tier, I offer alternating months of guided healing that I make into a recording that you can download and keep for yourself, and a live healing. So that alternates back and forth. So you can choose by price point or by services that you really want to have, to be a part of. But today, we are just here chatting live, talking about where is the support for our healers and our channelers. How do you hold the space for the unbelievable? Jamie says, ha, drug-free for almost 2 decades, but people probably won't believe it. That is called high on life, high on high vibes. So true, though, isn't it? Hi, Katya. You like the idea of us talking about this? Yes. We need more of this, right, Deb? So if you are with me live and you have questions about the topic or you want to add some ways that you need support, maybe you are receiving it or maybe you're not. So let's just kind of dream big and do some shares right here. It's going to help all of us understand really how are we holding our healing abilities and how are we holding our psychic and intuitive abilities, because a lot of us, like myself, grew up in a time where this was not something we could put on everybody's table, and it was as common as talking about the weather that was happening outside, or as common as talking about what did you do today at school, or how was your day at work. And you could just say, well, I'm a lawyer and I met with 5 cases. I think that's a lot, but I'm just throwing out that number. And we had good conversations, and this is what happened. I'm a little tired, but I'm good. I did really good work today. And everybody's like, oh, we're listening to this. Okay, yes, that was nice. But when you're a healer and you're a channeler and you're an intuitive and you're a psychic, and they go, well, how was your day today? You want to probably come to the table and go, well, I, for the first time, met a purple water dragon, and they were very large. I don't know exactly how they fit in the room, but they were in the room with me, but they weren't in the room with me. You know what I'm meaning? And then I had this crystalline energy come in, and these tiny geometric grids shaped up, and we used that in the healing, and it was extremely powerful, and it brought me to tears, and I couldn't understand why, but I was just so in it and present, and I really liked it. And the rest of the table is like, okay, that's okay. It's a showstopper, guys. I mean, some of these words, like even saying energetically, I met a dragon, it's just a little still outrageous. Or today I hung out with grandma. And they go, yeah, but grandma's been gone for 20 years. I know, but I hung out with her. And this is what she taught me, and this is what we did. Okay. Or I sat with a child today who could tell me about their past lives and about building bombs out of clay and about what ship they were in a war that they clearly remember participating in. And it's just like, that is not confining to our linear time frame, and it's really intense to just casually throw on the table to connect and understand. Hi, Mando Mania TV. How you doing in Houston? I love the name. So Tammy says, hi to everyone. Very new, but I want to learn. I love that you're here. Katie says, I just discovered cannabis yoga this morning, and apparently it's been around for years, and it was all over the national news yesterday morning because it was 420. And that's a good share. So is this part of your support system that you need? But it is bringing the unusual to the table, right? Because we're taught that yoga is still a little far out, even though it's kind of mainstream now. But when you get into learning about the Yoga Sutras and what they mean, and this is deep spiritual work, this is an unraveling of a lot of what you've been taught in this lifetime. So that's still like, on the edge. And then we're looking at the use of cannabis. That is becoming a mainstream topic, but it's still on the edge. There's still more people going, yeah, well, I don't know about that. So this is putting topics on the table that are outside the box. Tiffany is sharing, I get my support from my yoga group. They understand me. I can talk to them and release whatever is bothering me and feel good afterwards. It truly helps. Doesn't it, Tiffany? It truly helps. Crickets are the only sound coming back from me. That group you tell it to, they just don't understand, shares Jamie S. Yes. Tiffany says sound bath therapy also helps. Katie says, oh, you're commenting on my purple water dragon. Yeah, that was the first time I've ever worked with any kind of creature that looked like that. I myself was in the healing going, what? How am I going to explain this? Do I even share this? Like I was already filtering myself to prep for others who wouldn't be able to manage the story I was about to bring to the table. But it was a real experience to me. So why aren't I feeling confident and comfortable in sharing it? Where's my support? A lot of my life, a large portion of my life has been kept between me and a client up here. It doesn't come out of my mouth, it doesn't get shared. One, because I like to keep people's privacy. But two, even if I went to my husband, who I know, I wouldn't share names and not even dates. Or commonly when I share, I don't even say male or female. I just make it very vague, but I need the help or the support. And my husband just goes, okay. And then it got to a point where he politely told me that there were certain topics that he could not manage. Like for us readers out there, the mediums, the psychics, have you noticed when you are setting up your calendar and giving of yourself, all of a sudden you realize you do your day's work and you look back and you go, oh my gosh, that, and I don't, this is, please, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm trying to make a point that certain energies collect together and end up on a day. And I could have a day of readings, which is sometimes 4 or 5 readings. And I do my readings on Mondays and Tuesdays. And the day closes and I look back and I go, oh my gosh, that was deceased Sunday. That I call it Dead Sunday. Because all the spirits that came in and all the clients that came had a son that had transitioned and they wanted to communicate to them. And so I would want to go home and tell my husband, like, it was one of those days where it was the son that had transitioned and the son came in. And normally they're beautiful, gorgeous readings, but I'm talking about the loss of a child, which is so like to the heart. It is visceral and it is not a topic that is casual to bring up. It's not casual, it's not good and judgment wise to bring up these intense topics in a sharing or casual way. They're too painful, they're too unbelievable, we don't want to talk about these things. And so my husband was just one day said, I'm sorry, but I cannot unsee and unhear some of the things that you shared to me. Are there other ways for you to help? And I was like, well, sometimes I need to talk about it, and you're my talking person. So I did, unfortunately, hi, Judy, kind of fall into a habit of maybe having a glass of wine or having a drink to just decompress because I knew now that I couldn't share my topic with my loved one that I share everything with because he can't manage it. And I'm like, okay, I'm in this world. I hear this all the time. You healers, same thing. You're in the world where you are front row to everybody's pain and suffering and grief and, their gremlins, their tortured corners of their life. And you know exactly how to hold it. And just so grateful for all of you for holding it. You know how to do it without tearing yourself apart. But at the end of the day or the end of the work week, there comes a time where we need to come to the surface and breathe. And we need somebody to listen to us or to hold our space, which is why Judy says, it's why I'm so grateful for all of you here. I know as Luminaires, we do a really good job talking about it. And I am so grateful for you. So you hold that space and you're in it and you see it and you're repetitive and you go, okay, I recognize this pain. I can now sit in it without my heart racing. I can sit in it without crying with my client. I can look at them in the eyes while they are suffering and truly love them for exactly where they are. I know I don't need to fix them. I don't need to change them. I am here with them as they are having this moment. But if you're not trained in this, if you don't have an opportunity to be in front of this many, many times, you're not going to get the opportunity to be comfortable with it and to stretch yourself in those ways to just feel it accept it and let it move through you and just be there for it. And so we all get that practice as healers and channelers. And then we go to our spouse, our lover, our girlfriend, boyfriend, are they friend? We go to whoever it is, our teacher, whatnot, and we go, I just want to talk to you about my day. And you're comfortable with it, but you want somebody to be with you, but they don't have the same bandwidth. They don't have that practice that you do. And it unravels them. And often what I get when I'm looking for support, and please let me know if this happens to you, I get, oh my God, how do you manage that? Oh my God, how long did you do this? You've done this for 30 odd years? Like that must wear on you so much. That must be, that just sounds so intense. And I'm like, well, yes, it is, but that's not why I'm coming to the table. I don't need you to highlight the difficulty. I just want you to hear me. Can you just hear what I'm sharing? And often they can't because they're stuck on you saying you had a purple water dragon or you helped a mother talk to their newly deceased son. And the son described exactly how they transitioned. And you just wanted a place to lay that because that was intense. But we don't need to talk about the intensity of you. We want to talk about, man, this is life. This is what my world is like. And you're in my orbit. So I'd like you to know these things. And they just can't hold it for you. And so it's, yep. Jamie S. says she hears that quite often. Tiffany, thank you so much for the financial love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate that. You're the bomb. Thank you for supporting the work. Shay says that Reiki class we had, Jamie, I couldn't find the chat thread, and I wanted to tell you how amazing the class was, but I couldn't find it. And I appreciate the extra mile that you took, Shay, and you emailed. And I got your email yesterday, and I haven't responded back, but it was so fulfilling to hear all the needs that were met for you and how it just opened you up. I was so just at peace and excited at the same time to get it. Thank you, Tiffany. Yes, we got it. We got it. So Katie says, you can confide in your angels. Yes. Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's a big point in my work where, and we joked about this the other day in some platform that we were chatting, but it was like, I could look around at my human friends and I'd say, yeah, yeah. Or somebody would ask me, well, don't you have friends? I'm like, oh my God, I have so many friends. And I have like two people on earth that are the friends. And then I have like 20 that are in spirit that I talk to all the time. But it's not the same. You're still getting a place to share. You're still getting the response back, but it's not from somebody like you. We resonate differently than our angels do. You know, they're going to see it from a different perspective, which is beautiful. But really, that support comes from you are like me. I am human. We are working with the same confines. We are stretching our frequencies far outside of the box that we're in. And we have these struggles in our culture because they say what you're doing is very unique and it's, wow. But at the same time, it's not true. And you're a fraud and this isn't real. But it's so incredible, it's so cool, way to go, keep going. And it's like mixed signals from every corner of the universe right now. What? So how do you get the support with that? Because an angel isn't necessarily going to be wearing the same shoes that we've been wearing. Tammy says, hi, Jamie. I've noticed your videos, and I find you very, very unique person. Thank you so much, Tammy McGill. She is saying, I lost my husband, died 8 months ago, and I'm just lost in this world. And I need to be able to, I guess, maybe need to have some support in that, like transitioning a loved one. And I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that with a husband, you kind of knew each other inside and out. Not every relationship is like that, but I'm going out on a limb. And then when you lose that point person, That one that helped you understand what it meant to anchor yourself, or really the importance of waking up every day and just finding those beautiful moments. That is a huge transition. And in our world, in the United States of America, we don't have a lot of cultural history around death and dying and being able to manage grief. I think Kubler-Ross was the first one to really give birth to this idea as it was coming out in the late 60s and the 70s, but it was done in a process. It was done in a more scientific mode. Let's look at this from our mental body. These are the steps that you're going to go through. And when you hit these markers, then you kind of got to guess where you are and kind of what you have left to go through with grief. I appreciate the format. I do. I'm all for trying to organize and label things because it helps me understand more of where I am and who I am. But at the same time, these emotions don't really fall into a mental organizational process or labels. And these emotions are higher frequency and they take from us a little bit differently than what thinking through or problem solving a situation does. And we're just not well equipped as a culture in the United States. I'm specifically talking about US because that is where I live and that is what I understand. I have gone through other cultures. I have traveled the world and I have fallen deeply in love with other cultures, ceremonials and respect to transitioning loved ones and process around grief and death and dying. But, we're talking about here. Bonte is going, organizing thought. That's very Aquarius of you, Jamie. Nailed it. I didn't know that was an Aquarian thing, but that is what I do. Grief is such sacred work, says Amora. God, that is a beautiful statement. What a way to hold that frequency. That it is. It is such sacred work. And as healers and channelers, you're going to be in front of that because often we are the last choice for the person. Oh, I've taken medicine. Oh, I've gone to a therapist. Oh, I've seen a doctor. I went on a retreat. Oh, I've changed my lifestyle and everything, but I still don't feel like myself. There's something inside I can't touch. And often that is the subtle light energy of our essence. It's who we are. But as healers and channelers, you're attuned to it. So you know how to hold that sacred work as people are going through grief. Tammy says, yeah, you're right. I am so lost. Lost. We could do a whole talk on lost. That word, I understand the word some days and I accept it. And some words I just want to rage against it because we're always seen, whether it's with our angels, our guides, our God, whom we believe in or not believe in. Maybe it's just all that is this presence. But it is our courageous and our bravery, our ability inside of us to speak up and share as much as we can that allows us to get to the place where we don't feel like we're lost. But Tammy, I'm hoping this Luminaire community can show you the love that it is known for and provide a space for you to explore those feelings outright on the table without needing to cover them up or just share a tiny bit to test the waters to see if it's going to be okay. I mean, as us who shine light, we know how to sit in it and softly look and hold. Now, how do we support ourselves? What are we going to do? So one thing that I'm providing is our healers and channelers support group once a month. That's through the YouTube membership. So we can come to the table and do these shares and just go back and forth. Oh, but how are you going to do it from today on? That's how I want to end our talk. Let's talk about some things that we can hold on to and take them home and use them right now. Patty says, hi, Jamie. On March 2nd, I went to my garage at 6 a.m. and I felt the presence of a man that appeared. Patty, wow. And thank you so much for the financial love. That is very kind. I'm feeling that over here. Thank you. That presence, what was it like? I like these things. I like that we're using our natural abilities. Regina says shamanism is interesting. Ooh, Amora is suggesting a book for grief, The Wild Edge of Sorrow by Frances Weller. I haven't read this. Thank you so much for offering that, Amora. Tiffany's excited about the new class. We're going to do it today at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, so in 30 minutes. Okay, how are we going to support ourselves? Okay, some of the things that I do when I know that I am tied up in knots and I have had a full day, and maybe there was a topic that was a little outside of my range and I'm experiencing it for the first time, or it was just too much because I was not in a stable place to do deep work of that nature, but I was present and I was doing my work, and I was didn't feel like I needed to say no. And I don't have anybody to just run to. My friends or family or colleagues, anything like that. I will sit in my car and I won't get out of my car. I will go to my car if that's the case as well, because a car for me is private space. uh, and I will go through all my emotions. I will say them out loud. And I will sometimes bawl my eyes out. I will just fall apart. And sometimes people are walking by. I don't care. I don't care. I'm in my little cage and I'm going to purge everything that's in me out. So it's something that I can do for myself. And when that's over, I take a breath and I actually feel better. I might not have answers. I don't have anybody who's heard me, but at least I've deflated the bundle of knots that are inside of me. And then I get out of my car, and often I don't even make it inside of my house. I stop in my front yard and I do some nature therapy. I let my plants, I let my trees, I let the grass, which is now fake, so it's a little bit different. I love my fake turf in the front because it's all shaded and grass wouldn't grow. But I sit with my plants. I will trim them. I will pull the weeds. I will talk to the weeds. I will put my hands in the dirt. Do you know there are little bacterias in the dirt that actually get up in the nails, and they get up in our little micro cuts in our skin, and they can bring literal chemical happiness to our body. It is real. So I take in the joy of that, and I pay attention to how the plants are moving and how they're growing. So their frequency is a sweetness, it is a kindness, it is a full community of like vulnerable, honest communication that they have with each other. And so I sit in it and I start to feel it, and I feel a release in my body. So those are two things that I can do without getting a hold of anybody else. Patty's going back to the man because I asked how it was. And thank you again for the financial love. She says, before I got to see that man, I took one of your classes and I wanted to know if I activated anything. Most likely, Patty, that is a yes. If you're seeing a clear difference in how you're perceiving, like the world around you or the energy around you, if you're feeling like you're getting more hits, more of awareness, yes, it is because maybe through the class, something clicked and it worked for you, and now you're carrying it as part of your foundation. It's not a tool that you just pick up every now and then and look through, the binoculars to see what you see. It's like you constantly have those new lenses, so you're experiencing life in a different way. I'm excited for you, Patty. Welcome. Welcome to the world of intuitive living. Oh, more about Tammy sharing, Tammy McGill. Miss Jamie, I would like to know more about your healing and book club and stuff that I've seen, some stuff on your website that got my attention. I kind of want to see if you can give me a reading. I do have open slots for readings. You can go to the website and book through the website, which is jamiebutlermedium.com. And I do have a calendar on my website that lets you know all of the channelings, all of the classes, and all of the workshops. So we kind of organize them in a way where it's easier for you to like connect. And if you want to try on a few of my classes and how I teach and how I where I come from, my language, which is mostly playful and humorous, check out Learn It Live. I have a dozen or so free classes up on Learn It Live, and you can go through those. Is it like a dozen? Maybe. And then I have quite a bit of the $10 classes. We put our most popular classes, I have a list of that up on the website. So if you ask the questionnaire, like, why are you here? Do you want to learn? Click, I want to learn, and drop down. And we have links to the classes right away just so you can get a taste. And we also have a newsletter. If you go to the website, sign up for it. It's just once a month. And in the newsletter, we put down everything that's happening in the month. We do our best, which is shout out to Colleen Ziegler, to organize our schedule so that you can prepare and plan in advance to make yourself available to the classes that are there. Like I have a series, a short series coming up in May, and it's all about how to like get connected to your chakra system, how to activate it, how to be more in attune to your chakra system. And so that is a 4-week series that's coming up. It's going to be on Wednesdays at noon Eastern Standard Time. But of course, you can always watch the recording. But I like live classes because I like it when you engage and we talk about these things. It just feels good. We have a new member. Oh, this is exciting. Bonti, you did become Lumi centered. I can't wait to see you there. Okay, we talked about 2 things that we can do on our own. Now, where to go in community. So, finding like minded people online. So, online is going to be more accessible than in person. That's just the way it rolls right now. There are more people online than standing around you in your home waiting to hear about how your healing day went or how your oddly unique ability of channeling went today. So, online communities like the Luminaires. There are other groups out there that are really good at holding that space. I really enjoy how Lee Harris approaches his work and how he holds his community and what he provides. I'm more forward and more blunt. I like to bring in a little bit more science and, of course, laughter. So you'll find that there's different characteristics with each group. I enjoy the spirits I work with because we do a diligent job into taking very high frequency concepts and kind of dumbing them down or making them digestible so that you can take it, use it, walk away with it right now. So you can get online, but it's a little different, right? You're just typing in your experience. And so it's not you getting to talk and get feedback right away. But at least you can put your story out and you can see how people are responding back to it. Just please be aware. You need to be strong enough when you're online for those that are trolling, for those that just want to wreck things, or for those that have a specific belief system that, let's say, dragons don't exist. That is their belief system. And you want to share your dragon story. And they're going to come at you and go, you know, you must have fallen off somewhere because what you're picking up is not real and it's not true. And I don't approve of your work. You're not good. And so you need to be strong enough to recognize, well, this person has, I still love them and I appreciate them. They showed up, they took the time to make a comment, but they're commenting through their own lens. So when you want to get into a support system, it is nice to have people around you. So let's say in person, or at least a feedback call and response. You said this, I heard this, is that correct? So you can do this with your friends. You can do this with a counselor. You can do this with a talk therapist. If you're going to reach out to somebody who is certified, like a life coach or who has a license, I would make sure that they understand what is a highly sensitive person, HSP. Before you do anything with them, just flat out ask, what is your concept of a highly sensitive person? What is your definition? And then listen. And if it resonates with you, all right, you might have someone who can hold space for you. If they don't understand it, then it might be time for you to do some more research and look for somebody else. You also want to be very clear of what kind of support you need. Most of us just need to be heard and seen. We're not asking you to fix it. We're not asking you to give any advice. Please don't give me any more advice. I've been in advice all day today. I don't need any more. I just want you to hear me. And I want you to go, I got that. Well, how was your day? You're like, yeah, that was my day. My day was Kuan Yin came in and I didn't know who she was and I just met her and Mother Mary was standing next to her and I had Archangel Michael and I am not a straight up Catholic person. I am a spiritual person and I didn't even know who Kuan Yin was. And then all of a sudden I'm working with them energetically and they're in my space and that was my day. Like Colleen gets it. Colleen and I sit around and just go, how do you tell somebody what you just did today? Like it is, you want to use the words nuts, crazy, wild. And what is that doing for the quality of our work? It's just kind of unraveling. Weird, different. I mean, yeah, I guess it can fit in all of that, but it's real. It's real, and I want to honor it. So when you get into a support system, let them know what kind of support do you need. Do I want your advice? Am I asking for help or am I asking for you to listen? And that's it. So get clear with that. Now, if you don't have a therapist, you don't want to find a therapist, you don't have some online, but you have some friends and you have some people and you're really wanting to open up to them, prep them. And this is the last bit of our chat today. You prep them. And here's how you can prep them. So this is you coming out of the spiritual closet and about to say that you work with Mother Mary, God Source, dragons, that you worked with a cancer tumor for 4 weeks. And guess what? After 4 weeks, the cancer tumor disappeared. That you held a fractured bone, and by the time it got x rayed, it was no longer fractured. That just like, or went to the doctor, just whatever. There's just so much that happens. So, what you do is you prep your person by saying, I want to share something with you, and I want to know if you'll be able to be in it with me. Don't call it weird. Don't call it crazy. Don't throw yourself under the bus before you get to the topic. All right? Don't do that. Just say, I want to know if you'd be able to sit in it with me. And they'll go, well, yeah, what is it? Or now you got me like worried. What are you doing? Go, oh, it's not a concern for worry. It's just an unusual topic. It is unusual. That's what we're working on right now. Spiritual warriors, we're making it less unusual. Pause so we can do a quick shout out to Krista. Welcome to Luma Light. I cannot wait to see you in our YouTube membership. Thank you so much. Colleen says it just hits me on my ride home and she laughs out loud. I can imagine driving home in your car going, I was just in the room, like tears coming down my face. We were sitting in front of Mother Mary. It's just unusual. Okay. So you prep them and then you say, no, it's unusual. The topic is, and I want you to deliver the topic. The topic is about my psychic abilities, or the topic is about my intuitive abilities. The topic is about my ability to help others heal. My topic is about my channeling abilities and working with spirit. My topic that I want to talk to you about is communicating to spirit and to loved ones who've crossed over. You got to name it, guys. Name it. Name it, name it, name it. Okay, so then this person is listening to the topic going, oh, can I do that? And go, what I'm asking for is I want to share my experience, but I'm not looking for your advice. I don't need to work through it. I just want someone else to hear it. So I don't have to be the only one holding it. Can you do that? Ask them if they can do it. If they can't do it, they're going to tell you. Trust me, they will cut and run. They'll be like my husband. I think that's beyond my pay grade. And they'll back out lovingly, but you'll get it. You'll finally understand how you can honor that relationship or that friendship, what you can bring to the table. And it doesn't mean that it's always off the table. You can come back next week and say, I got another share. Do you think you can stay with me on it? Like, I don't need to be told how awkward and weird it is. I don't need to be told that it must have been hard for me. It was hard for me. That is why I want to talk to you. I just want somebody else to hear it. But if you are looking for feedback, then ask for feedback. But my God, you highly sensitive, beautiful, compassionate, empathic people, please remember that their feedback is their opinion. Their opinion. Please remember. Ah, Judy says, my Chinese medicine doctor said that Kuan Yin translates as pain listener. I thought that was so beautiful. Wow. That's amazing. Yeah. If you do like today's topic, please give it a thumbs up. If you know somebody who you think needs to understand what support is and just you liked a few of the tips, share the tips with them or share the video with them. There is no reason that all of us highly sensitive people need to be walking around in the dark anymore. There are a lot of us. We just now need to practice to be in community and to understand that there are safe spaces. So be clear, ask, name what you need, name the topic, and just ask. And you guys, you will find those moments. You will find those people. You will find your group, your tribe, and you can get that support that you're looking for. I need you to have it for selfish reasons. I need you to have it so that you stay in alignment and that you stay powerful and that you keep wanting to give to others and change this world. That's the selfish reason why we're having this conversation. I want to be a part of this whole big changed world. Sheldon says, I used to have a hard time talking about it, but now all my friends just know me and are fascinated as I'm talking about it. Yay! That is beautiful. You just remembered this class. Oh, I don't know what this class is. How to come out to your family as a highly sensitive person. That was a fun class. That's over on Learn It Live. Guys, thank you so much for being here as we just talk about some of these things that we consider are unspeakable, but they are real to you and they are real to me. And we have the right and we have a need to be in community and to be seen and to be supported and to be heard. So go out there and start claiming that energy where we're not going to hide anymore. I love you guys. HSPs unite, says Katie. I love it too. Yes. We could do that. Can we have I want to start doing streetwear with all our cool sayings. All right. Have a beautiful rest of your day. If you would like, I hope that you choose happiness. I felt like that came out of my mouth, but it didn't. That was weird. I hope that you choose happiness today. Please, every opportunity that you get, and be kind to yourself. Be kind, be kind, be kind. I hope to see you here again as we talk through some topics, if not over on the YouTube membership or over on Learn It Live. Take care, everybody. Bye. Remember, it's not woo-woo. It's true. Bye, everybody.